Hello everyone, welcome to the Power Word Simulator course. Today is our fourth lecture on Power System Basics Part 3, in which we will study the theoretical steady-state limit of transmission line and the effect of series compensation. So in order to see the transmission line loadability and to see the animated view of steady-state limit on a long line, open a case, go to file and open a case, open PWS04C1 and similarly open a one line diagram. You can see that a source is supplying a load of 2199 megawatt at the voltage level of 765 kV. So before going to solve this case, first we shall analyze the concept of surge impedance loading and the cell curve. Here is the data of a transmission line. So we have a transmission line of 300 kilometer length with the surge impedance of 266.1 ohm and the wavelength of a transmission line is for a 500 kilometer transmission line. Basically the wavelength is 5000 kilometer and the sending and receiving end voltage should be constant, that is 765 kV. So in order to calculate the cell, that is V square over characteristic impedance. Basically the surge impedance loading is a loading of a lossless transmission line when the line is not absorbing and producing any VAR. Then the impedance of a transmission line is characteristic impedance, that is 266.1. so here we can see that by calculating cell, that is 2199 megawatt. So from the formula that you will find this formula in the 5th chapter of your Glover Sharma book, the power system analysis and design by Glover Sharma. So for a length of 300 kilometer and the wavelength of 5000 kilometer, the P max, the maximum limit on a transmission line can be found, that is 5974 megawatt. If you have any idea about the cell of your transmission line and the line length, you can directly calculate the theoretical practical line loadability from this curve. So for 300 kilometer, here you can see that is 2.7 multiplied by this cell, that is 2199, that approximately 5974 megawatt. So in order to see the view of steady state limit on a long line, because the theoretical steady state stability limit is more than the practical line loadability, and the gap between them is the thermal limit. So coming back to simulations, here you can see that at cell, that is 2199 megawatt, when we solve this case, here you can see that there is no megawatt losses. So at cell, when the load on the line is equal to the cell, the voltage profile across the line is flat. Here you can see that the 765 at source end and same voltage as 765 at load end. It means that the reactive power losses through the transmission line is 0. So for load above the cell, the line consumes reactive power and the load voltage magnitude is below the sending end value. And conversely, for load below the cell, the line generates reactive power and the load voltage magnitude is above the sending end value. So check this statement, the load above the cell. So the cell value is 2199 megawatt. Increase this cell to, here you can see that the voltage at the load end is reduces and the reactive power losses through transmission line is increases. And similarly, go back to the load below the sill value, the surge impedance loading. Here you can see that the voltage at the load end is increasing. It means that the line is generating reactive power. It means that the line is lightly loaded than the practical loadability, that is theoretical steady state limit. So after that you can see that the voltage at this end is increases. So mostly what we do if the voltage increases, in last lecture we have seen that add a shunt reactor to absorb this reactive power that is generated by a long line. So in order to set the limit of your line up to sill value, simply the line must be practically theoretically loaded up to sill. So if the load is more than this sill value, then the voltages will be reduced, and if the line is lightly loaded, then the voltage will be increased. That is mostly we studied, and we call this effect as called as a Ferranti effects, when the receiving end voltages are more than the sending end voltage under light load conditions. The light load mean the load less than the sill value. So this is called the Ferranti effects. So this is the working of your sill and the transmission line loadability. Hope you will understand this concept, what is meant by the practical loadability of your transmission line, and at which load the line is lightly loaded, and at which load the line is heavily loaded. Similarly, in order to see the effect of series compensation, as we have studied in the last lecture, that when we increase the reactive power compensation at load end, the voltages are improved. Similarly, in order to increase the power handling capacity of a transmission line, what we do is that we add a series capacitor with the transmission line, and the net power through the transmission line is increased. So to see this effect, open a case, the last case of our fourth lecture, and similarly open a one line diagram. Here you can see that we have added series in capacitor in series with the transmission line by adding a node bus. Initially you can see that the line angle difference. For solve this case, the load is supplying 2800 megawatt and the megawatt is 0. That is, we can increase this megawatt like 100 megawatt. First, initially we can see that there is no capacitor. Simply click on the control of capacitor to know. It means that the line is supplying this much reactive power. So once we insert this capacitor, then the net power through the transmission line will be increases. So it means that if we increase this load, we can see that with the changing load, the voltage at the load end is also changing. So now what we have done, that we are adding this capacitor, and similarly you can see the admittance of your case of your transmission line. Go to the solutions detail and check the Y bus. So this is the Y bus network. So we are interested in this case. So when we add this capacitor, click on yes. Now you can see that the overall the reactance of transmission line will be decreases, and the more net power, the net power through the transmission line will be increases. So this is the end of our fourth lecture, that is power system basics. So thank you for joining us. See you in the next lecture.